evening, everyone. My name is Denise Chaffer. I'm the RCN, newly elected RCN President, and it is my greatest pleasure to welcome you all here to our second virtual carol service. Of course, we'd all rather be here in person, but really hope that you can enjoy this evening, and at least we have the technology to help us with this. So we decided to host this event again online following the success of last year's event, and make sure that as many people as possible can join us for the festive sing-along. If it's your first time joining us tonight, we are so happy to have you with us. And if you're a carol service regular, a warm welcome back. Singing has so many benefits for our well-being, including stress relief, building confidence, improving our memory, and through virtual platforms, we can safely enjoy the sense of belonging that group singing brings with us. The Royal College of Nursing is a member-led organisation, and your voices are at the heart of everything we do. This year, we've used your voice to have your say on the key issues facing the nursing profession, including fair pay and safe staffing. Tonight, we ask you this time to combine your voices in song to celebrate all your hard work and dedication this year and to mark the festivities of this period, wherever you might be joining us from and however you choose to celebrate. Before we begin, let's take a moment to pause and reflect on the contribution that you all make to patient care, particularly at this time of year and particularly now, where we are just heading into even more challenges over the next few weeks. Whether you're working in a busy hospital ward, making sure families get to safely visit their relatives, or making home visits caring for those who are otherwise alone, the work you do makes your patients' lives that much better during what can be a difficult and lonely period. I want you to know that as your president, the endless professionalism that you show for your patients is recognised and valued by the Royal College of Nursing and our elected members too, and by those patients and families that you work with. Thank you for everything that you do. So, without further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce the incredibly talented musicians from the Royal Academy of Music who will be leading our carol sing-along tonight. Please welcome the Sophie Sparrow Quartet. We have 10 songs this evening, all listed on our events page on the RCN website if you want to take a sneak peek. Make sure to warm up those vocal cords, get ready to sing along. So now is the time to hand over to Sophie Sparrow Quartet for our first carol of the evening, a traditional classic, Away in a Manger.
Away in a manger, no grave for a bed, the little Lord Jesus laid down his sweet head. The stars in the bright sky looked down where he lay.
Wasn't that just a magical introduction to the Sophie Sparrow Quartet? I can't wait to hear more. But first, we're going to hear from your representatives across the UK from some of the end-of-year messages. And we've got readings from members from each of the 4 countries. And I'm just going to hand over to Maureen now, who will introduce herself.
Hello, everybody. It's lovely to be here. Thank you so much. And Denise, thank you. You wasn't singing beautiful. So my name's Maureen Dolan, as you see, and I'm Vice Chair of the Northern Ireland Board. Today I'm just going to read a small poem by Jeannie Graveline, which I think is very apt for this time during our nursing. So I'm going to begin. Dear Lord, guide me in my chosen profession and help me to be skilled and compassionate caretaker. As I administer to the sick, looking out for their well-being, let me tend to both their physical and emotional needs. Help me to remember that my demeanour is at least as important as the medicines that I distribute. When I enter a room, allow me to project an image of confidence and warmth so that my patients will feel at ease with me and trust in my judgment. No matter how many times I see fear in their eyes or recognise that they are in pain, remind me that I need to become less callous to their needs. Gift me with strength, Lord, every day, 100% of myself, so that I will have that capacity to all those who depend on me for care. And at the end of every day, I humbly ask you, Lord, to grant me a few quiet moments that I can reflect upon the work that I have done and prepare myself for the challenges that tomorrow will surely bring. Thank you.
Thank you to Maureen. Thank you so much for that. Very, very moving words there. Next, I'd like to introduce Martin McGregor, who is speaking to us from Scotland, and followed by Nicola Milligan, who is speaking to us from Wales. Thank you, Martin and Nicola.
My Christmas Wish to You by Catherine Pulsifer. If I could make a wish to you, it would be for peace, faith and happiness, not only at Christmas, but the whole year through. I wish there will always be food on your table, that you always give to those less fortunate. May you always take time to share and thank those who have blessed you. I wish for time, so we may reflect on the blessings that you have, and that you express your love to those who are dear to you. May you never feel lonely, because there are those who care. That you realise you make a difference, not only at Christmas, but all year around. I wish for your thoughts to be positive ones, that you never quit and you never give up, that you continue to learn. I wish for love, and that the peace of God be always with you. On behalf of the RCN Scotland Board, the Director and staff of RCN Scotland, we would like to wish all our members a very Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year.
'Twas the night before Christmas, and here on the ward, by Chloe Alden Dennis. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and here on the ward, the names of 3 children adorn the whiteboard. Too ill to go home, but can't get to sleep. The monitors flash, the alarms buzz and beep. Will Santa Claus find us? The youngest child says, fixing the nurse with a blithe, hopeful gaze. Of course he will find you, the nurse brightly said, as long as you're sleeping all tucked up in bed. The 3 little children drifted off one by one. The nurses stayed busy, much work to be done. Then just after midnight, an almighty thump that shocked all the nurses and made each one jump. A face in the door camera suddenly appeared. An old man with reindeer was straightening his beard. Can you let me in? I must hurry, you see. The sister said, fine, but you need some ID. Santa came in with his reindeer behind, Animals on e-ward, the matron won't mind. I've come to bring gifts for the patients all three, who are cared for so wonderfully here I can see. The nurses were laughing, amazed at the sight. This had certainly brightened up their long night. A gift here for each of you, Santa did say, for all of the hard work you do here each every day. The nurses hugged Santa, then he left for the door, off to give gifts on another ward floor. To patients and nurses, keep up the good fight. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
Thank you so much to Martin from Scotland and Nicola from Wales. Just thank you so much for such amazing readings. And I'd like to hand over to somebody who needs no introduction, I'm sure, is one of our Vice Presidents, Cecilia, who's going to give you our number 4 reading. Thank you, Cecilia.
Thank you very much, Denise. And I am very pleased to be here with you. And first of all, as the President have already alluded, your dedication and your commitment, your self-sacrificing during this pandemic, and it seems we haven't come out of it yet. And I know with you and your strength and your determination, we will get through. So thank you all very much, and knowing that we are all behind you. I am reading from Wonderful Adventures of Mrs. Mary Seacole in Many Lands of Mary Seacole. So Christmas came, and with it, pleasant memories of home and some home comforts. With it came also news of home and kind wishes from absent friends. I wonder if the people of other countries are fond of carrying with them everywhere their home habits as the English. I think not. I think there was something purely and essentially English in the determination of the camp to send Christmas Day of 1855 and after the good old home fashion. I can fancy that its returns could be got as the flour, plums, currants, and eggs consumed on Christmas Day. In the in and out way, Crimson Peninsula, they will astonish us. One determination appeared to have taken possession of every mind, to spend the festive day with the mirth and jollity, which the changed prospect of affairs warranted. Upon New Year's Day, I had another ladder cooking of plum pudding and mince pies. I took them to the hospital of the Land Transport Corps to remind the patients of the home comforts. They longed so much, for they all seemed glad to have a little home token. I took them. Thank you for listening, and may this inspire you as we move along.
Thank you so much, Sis. Thank you for those kind words as well, and we couldn't agree more. Now we're going to move on back into our sing-along with our second carol, which is In the Bleak Midwinter.
In the bleak midwinter, frosty wind made moan. Earth stood hard as iron, water like a stone. Snow had fallen, snow, snow on snow. In
enjoyed that one. Just such a lovely carol there. Hope you did too. Our next carol is up next, which is Once in Royal David City, originally a poem written by the Irish poet Cecil Francis Alexander in 1848.
Once in Royal David City stood a lowly cattle shed, where a mother laid her baby in a manger for his bed. Mary was that mother mild, Jesus Christ a little child. He came down to earth from heaven, who is God and Lord of all, and his shelter was a stable, and his cradle was a stone, with a poor and mean and lowly, lived on earth a Saviour holy. And our eyes at last shall see him through his own redeeming love, for that child so dear and gentle is our Lord in heaven above, as he leads his children on to the place where he is gone.
I hope you enjoyed that carol, and hopefully you're singing along at home wherever you are in the UK. Our next carol we're moving on to is known as the peaceful carol, Silent Night.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child. Holy infant, so tender and Jesus, Lord, at thy birth. Jesus, Lord, at thy birth.
Privilege it is to listen to these songs with the Sophie Sparrow Quartet. Next up, we have a more recent festive classic, White Christmas, followed by Walking in a Winter Wonderland.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Sleigh bells ring, I listen. In the lane snow is glistening. A beautiful sight, we're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. Gone away is the bluebird, here to stay is a new bird. He sings a love song as we go along, walking in a winter wonderland. In the meadow we can build a snowman and pretend that he's Parson Brown. He'll say, I'm married, we'll say, no, man. But you can do the job while you're in town. Later on, we'll conspire. We'll dream by the fire to face unafraid the plans that we made. Walking in a winter wonderland. Walking in a winter wonderland. Walking in a winter wonderland.
Now for a change of pace. Deck the Halls, which sums up the excitement of getting ready for the festive season and the buzz of grand celebrations, followed by Ding Dong Merrily on High.
Deck the hall with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la, fa la la la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la, fa la la la. Hear the beat cock train, the battle far, fa la la la. Troll the ancient Christmas carol, fa la 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 la. See the flowing bowl before us, fa la 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 la. Strike the harp and join the chorus, fa la la la. Follow me in merry measure far, fa la la. While I sing your beauty treasure, fa la la. Fast away the old year passes, fa la la. Hail the new ye lads and lasses, fa la la. Laughing, quaffing, all together far, fa la la. Hear the wind and weather, la 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 la. Ding dong, merrily on high, in heaven the bells are ringing. Ding dong, merrily the sky is ringing with angels singing. Gloria, Hosanna in excelsis. Gloria, Hosanna in excelsis. Into himmel, let's see the bells be swungen, and the o by priest and people sungen. Gloria, Hosanna in excelsis. Gloria, Hosanna in excelsis. Pray you dutifully bribe your matin shiny riggers. May you beautifully rhyme your eventide song ye singers. Gloria, Hosanna in excelsis. Gloria, Hosanna in excelsis.
I hope you found those carols uplifting. I know I did. And next, we're going to hear from our Interim General Secretary and Chief Executive, Pat Cullen. Over to Pat for her welcome to you all this evening.
Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us this evening. I'm Pat Cullen, the RCN General Secretary and Chief Executive. Wherever you're based in the UK and watching from tonight, I'm so pleased you've been able to join us and take a moment to celebrate and reflect on the year past and the year ahead. It's been such a difficult year for our profession in so many ways, and continues to be as you work alongside COVID-19 and the continuing pressures to deliver care across the health and care system. I want you to know that our focus as an organisation is to support you working through these difficult times. Whether that is through providing you with the resources you need to make difficult decisions at work, to provide safe patient care, or continuing to lobby on your behalf with politicians and policymakers to influence the long-term changes needed to support you, our patients, and our profession. We are committed to working for you and with you. This year has been a busy one for our organisation and indeed for our profession. We continue to work to secure safe staffing for our patients and for our members. This includes fair pay to recruit and retain nursing staff into our wonderful profession and the long-term investment required for nurse education and CPD. We've had ballots in England, Wales and Scotland around the NHS Pay Awards, and we'll be running our ballot in Northern Ireland in the new year. We've also supported members working for independent employers to secure better pay, terms and conditions this year too. We've achieved so much this year, including our highest ever ballot turnout, thanks to our members advocating on behalf of the profession and taking our campaigns into their workplaces. Our members have been instrumental in launching our first ever nursing workforce standards to set standards for the profession across the health and care system. We've recognised and celebrated the innovative work that you've undertaken this year despite these challenges through our RCN Awards, Nurses Day and Nursing Support Workers Day. So as we head into the festive season, I want to wish you all my thanks and very best wishes. Please remember that the RCN is your college It is here for you. We work for you. If you need us, just please be in contact. To those of you working over the festive season, thank you for doing so, and I hope you still manage to have a break during the period. And thank you for joining us this evening. And I hope you've enjoyed the opportunity to come together as a nursing community. I know I have. Now back over to Denise to introduce our next song for this evening. Thank you.
So thank you so much, Pat, for those lovely words. And now on to our penultimate carol for this evening that takes us back to traditional storytelling of carols. Come all ye faithful.
O come, all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. O come ye to Bethlehem. Come and behold him, born the King of ages.
I just find myself wanting to clap after every one of these amazing carols. I hope you're enjoying them. Before our final carol this evening, we'll hear from our Deputy President, Tracey Budding, who will share her reflections with you for the festive period. Tracey, over to you.
Hello, and thank you for that introduction, Denise. As your Deputy President, I just wanted to say a few words before our last song this evening. I'd like to offer my thanks to the Sophie Sparrow Quartet for the beautiful renditions of some of our favourite carols this evening. It has been a pleasure to come together virtually and sing with you all tonight, and even though I can't hear you, I am sure you all sound absolutely wonderful. What a great range of festive music to bring us together and reflect on what is important at this time of year. The compassion, generosity, connection and happiness, all values that you live and breathe in our profession. Even though we couldn't meet this evening in person, it's equally important to make sure we continue those traditions we care about, using the technology we have to stay connected and have these well-needed moments of community. So thank you for taking the time to join us this evening. I hope you're enjoying virtually singing together with colleagues from across the UK. I know I am. Wherever you work and whatever setting you work in, I know how tough this past year has been as a frontline nurse myself. And as you work under increasing pressure to deliver services and keep patients' care safe during this festive period, it will continue to be challenging for you all. So if and when you can, it is important to take time out and unwind from the pressures you continue to work under on a daily basis. I want to offer my thanks to you all, to all of you who will be working over the festive period to provide the best care you can for your patients. And I hope that you still get the opportunity to mark the period, however you usually do so, with your family and friends. Thank you for taking the time to join us this evening to celebrate together as a nursing community. I'd like to wish you and those you care for all the very best for the season and the year ahead. So now to our final song for this evening. Please get ready to sing along to We Wish You a Merry Christmas before we hand over to Dr. Denise Chaffer, your president, for the final words. Thank you, everybody, and please keep safe.
We wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Now bring us some figgy pudding, now bring us some figgy pudding, now bring us figgy pudding out here. Good tidings we bring to you and your king. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. For we all like figgy pudding, for we all like figgy pudding. So bring some, bring some. Good tidings we bring to your king. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we won't go till we won't go, we won't go till we won't go, and we won't go till we got some, so bring some out here. Good tidings we bring to you and your king. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Thank you. And once again, thank you all for so much for joining us tonight. I hope you've enjoyed the wonderful and talented Sophie Sparrow Quartet. Thank you to all of our musicians providing such beautiful music for us to sing along this evening. This event will be available on the RCN's YouTube channel, so do encourage your friends and colleagues who are unable to join us this evening to watch the event again. I'd also like to take the opportunity to thank all of our members that have done the readings this evening, and also to thank the wonderful staff behind the scenes that have made this possible. So thank you very much to them too. However you mark this festive period, I hope you enjoy whatever you have planned. Thank you again for all your incredible hard work this year and for the weeks and months ahead. I am proud to represent you all as your president. I wish you, your families and your colleagues the very best for 2021. Goodbye and good evening, and thank you all.